This is CBN NewsWatch.
Thank you for joining us. Lots to get to today. Another example of the deadly crime wave in America as a police officer is killed in Chicago. Christians attacked at a family prayer meeting in Portland, Oregon. People are flocking to move to Texas, but Texans are worried it could change the politics in their state from Republican to Democrat. And the faith of two record-setting Olympians, Allison Felix and Sydney McLaughlin. Those stories and more are ahead in today's edition of CBN Newswatch. We begin this half hour with another example of the growing crime wave across the country. The city of Chicago with a day of mourning Sunday after 29-year-old police officer Ella French was killed and another seriously wounded during an exchange of gunfire at a traffic stop Saturday night. Police Superintendent David Brown praised his officers for putting their lives on the line to protect the citizens of Chicago.
They come to work willing to run toward danger, toward gunfire, and they're willing to sacrifice their lives to save the lives of perfect strangers.
This has been a dangerous year for Chicago police, with 38 officers shot at and 11 hit, now 1 killed. Antifa members assaulted a group of Christians, including children, who were gathering in Portland, Oregon, Saturday for a family prayer event. Journalist Andy Ngo shared the video of the assault from the Daily Sneed. The Post-Millennial reports the Canadian pastor Artur Pawlowski organized the event last month that gave Antifa plenty of time to plan the attack. A woman attending the event described the mob as, quote, ruthless. She said they threw a flash bomb into a group of children from ages 4 months old to about 10. Someone asked, "Where is your God now?" amid all that chaos. The Post-Millennial reports the Portland Police Department did not intervene during the assault. You can find details on this attack at cbnnews.com. More concern today, the Taliban may take over Afghanistan as President Biden pulls U.S. troops out. Aldir Hurd is following this story today.
Another key city fell to the Taliban Sunday as American-trained forces continue to collapse and surrender. Taliban fighters seized the strategic capital of northern Afghanistan's Kunduz province Sunday, the fourth provincial capital to fall to the Taliban in less than a week. The swift advances come as U.S. and NATO troops complete their pullout after nearly 2 decades in the country. Thousands of Afghan civilians have died in the fighting. This woman says, "My husband was martyred, and then we left our village. My niece's husband was also martyred." Some Taliban fighters are already secretly inside the capital of Kabul, waging an assassination campaign. The director of the government media center was shot and killed Friday, just days after an assassination attempt on the defense minister. After the U.S. spent billions of dollars training and shoring up Afghan forces, several pro-government commanders have surrendered to the Taliban without a fight. Similar scenes happened when the U.S. pulled out of Iraq in 2008. Eventually, the rise of the ISIS terror group forced the U.S. to return. The former U.S. ambassador to Afghanistan, Ryan Crocker, told ABC he still expects a strong defense from pro-government forces in the large cities, but that the U.S. must speed up efforts to get Afghans who helped American forces, like translators, out of the country.
What needs to be done right now is to ramp up the evacuation, get more flights in faster.
The Taliban will kill everybody, and they will torture them in front of their family and kill them.
Former missionary to Afghanistan and author John Weaver says Muslim converts to Christianity are in special danger.
There are a few thousand Muslim background believers who are following Jesus now. They love Jesus. They meet in houses. It's a small group type of a venue. It is slowly spreading, but it is very dangerous, very difficult for them.
In a clear sign of panic from Washington, the U.S. dispatched B-52 bombers and Spectre gunships to Afghanistan Friday to try to hold the Taliban at bay, killing as many as 500 of the fighters. Dale Hurd, CBN News.
The pressure is intensifying on New York Governor Andrew Cuomo after his top aide Melissa DeRosa resigned. She's been one of his most fierce defenders and strategists. She did not mention Cuomo specifically in her resignation. Her resignation comes amid growing calls on Cuomo to step down, and he faces the threat of criminal investigation as well after one of his accusers filed a criminal complaint with the Albany Sheriff's Office. Legendary football coach Bobby Bowden is being widely remembered as a great coach and a great human being after dying early Sunday at the age of 91 at his home in Tallahassee, Florida, surrounded by his wife and their 6 children, following a battle with pancreatic cancer. He spoke of his Christian faith on the 700 Club, and he once said he had tried to serve God's purpose for his life on and off the field. When he was diagnosed with cancer, he said he was at peace and prepared for what is to come. His Florida State team finished in the AP Top 5 for an unprecedented 14 straight seasons from 1987 to 2000. Coming up, a new United Nations report that warns the Earth is getting so hot that temperatures will probably go beyond what the UN calls a code red for humanity. But some scientists have long questioned the global warming scenario, and they say the political solutions, like the idea behind the Green New Deal from some in the Democratic Party, are only a Trojan horse for socialism. We'll have the full story when we come back.
It's the new Superbook Bible app. It's packed with games, activities, and Superbook episodes that you can watch for free. Oh, no! There's trivia, a fun daily devotional, and answers to your Bible questions. Plus, an easy-to-understand Bible the whole family will enjoy. You can even create your own Superbook character. Ta-da! It's the new Superbook Bible app. Free downloads on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon.
On the home front.
Thanks for joining us for CBN's On the Home Front, where we highlight what the men and women of America's military do to defend our country. CBN honors the men and women in our military with an initiative called Helping the Home Front. It partners with churches across the country to meet the needs of their military families, from repairing homes to wiping out medical bills for wounded veterans.
Wednesday at 3 on the CBN News Channel. Get Protect Your Sleep and discover how to improve the quality of your life. A free DVD or booklet from the Christian Broadcasting Network.
If you're not a great sleeper, you can do things to make yourself a great sleeper. If you're already a pretty good sleeper, you can enhance your sleep and be even better.
5 leading experts help remove the obstacles between you and restorative sleep.
When you don't get a restful night's sleep, you wake up with an accumulation of stress.
Call 1-800-700-7000 or go to CBN.com to get your free DVD or booklet today.
Everything you do better with a good night's sleep.
You'll discover how food affects your sleep, how to put insomnia to rest, explore effective remedies for sleep apnea, and much more in Protect Your Sleep. Wake up to your best life and get Protect Your Sleep today. Call 1-800-700-7000 or go to CBN.com to get your free DVD or booklet.
Watch breaking news, in-depth exclusive stories and programs from health to entertainment you won't find anywhere else. The CBN News Channel, a perspective you can trust. Enjoy credible news reporting from around the world. Discover inspiring programs and stories of hope, all in one place from a Christian perspective. The CBN News Channel, a perspective you can trust. To watch the CBN News Channel, download the app or visit cbnnewschannel.com.
The Earth's climate is getting so hot, temperatures will probably blow past the level of warming that world leaders have tried to prevent within a decade or so. That's the conclusion from a new report today that the UN calls a code red for humanity. But it has also eased back a bit on the likelihood of the absolute worst climate catastrophes. The report is from the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, but not everyone in the scientific community agrees with the predictions of the severe climate change. Even so, Democrats have been pushing for action. Earlier this year, Dale Hurd spoke with a climate change skeptic on his ideas of the damage a Green New Deal agenda could cause.
If you don't like eating insects or 3D printed fake meat, California-style blackouts, and not being able to fly or drive when you want, then you're not going to like the Green New Deal. The author of the new book entitled Green Fraud says the Green New Deal is even worse than you think. Climate skeptic Mark Morano is a best-selling author who has testified before Congress about climate change.
The Green New Deal is not about the climate. It has very little to do with the climate, the environment, the health of the planet. It has everything to do with a progressive ideology using the climate scare to impose their solutions, which is essentially authoritarian government regulations on every aspect of our lives in the name of the climate scare.
The Green New Deal, as introduced by Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Senator Ed Markey in 2019, includes free college, universal health care, and what it calls social justice. AOC calls it a new national, social, industrial, and economic mobilization on a scale not seen since World War II and the New Deal. Morano calls it a Trojan horse for socialism from people who know better than you.
You need our help. We're experts. We studied this. You need to listen to us. And they think rule by expert is the way humans should be living.
The Environmental Protection Agency's own website says our air continues to get cleaner year after year. Statistics also show the number of wildfires is much lower than it was decades ago. Physicist Dr. Steve Koonin, who served in the Obama administration, wrote recently that almost no severe weather event shows any detectable trend. So how is this a so-called climate emergency? Morano says the people behind the Green New Deal love the solutions so much, they need a crisis.
The solutions become more important than the science. In other words, they want the solution so bad that the science must conform to the politics of the desired solution.
And because bovine flatulence is believed to be a major cause of climate change, you'll be eating fewer burgers and more insects. This video of actress Nicole Kidman eating bugs is part of a new push to get Americans used to the idea.
I'm telling you, I'd win Survivor.
The Green New Deal would also dictate what kind of house you could live in, and if you can drive a car. At the core of this is what's called the degrowth movement. Less possessions, less income, less working hours.
If you actually cared about the environment the most, you would do the opposite of what the UN and the Green New Deal want to do. You would want free markets, economic prosperity, technological revolution, and wealth, because those are the cleanest environments.
And get ready for climate lockdowns. Morano says the COVID lockdown was an inspiration to environmental leaders who believe people damage the climate less when they're kept in their homes.
COVID and climate are merging now. COVID lockdowns are going to morph into climate lockdowns because every major climate figure praised the COVID-19 government lockdowns around the world.
Morano says there's even talk among officials of listing climate change as a cause of death.
Under this new scenario, you could die in a fatal car accident, you could die of organ failure or die of cancer, and you could have climate change listed on your death certificate as a cause of death. This would give you a climate change death toll.
And the goal is 100% renewable energy, which is proven to be an invitation for blackouts. The Green New Deal is not law, but it's the inspiration behind a multitude of new government policies. And the cost for the Green New Deal? As much as $93 trillion. Morano says the Green New Deal is not green, new, or a good deal for America. Dale Hurd, CBN News.
Still ahead, people are pouring into Texas, moving there from high-tax Democratic states like California. But that has many Texans worried about the political effect it will have on the Lone Star State. We've got the story for you when we come back.
Too often, we carry baggage from our past. You know what it's like. It affects everything and everyone in our lives. It's always there, weighing us down and keeping us from achieving true happiness. But do you know God never meant for us to be trapped in the past? You can be free of your baggage. Learn how God's forgiveness leads to changed lives and new beginnings. Call the 700 Club.
I'm Ephraim Graham, and this is Studio 5. Cruise with me as I discover the good things happening in the world of music, sports, television, and movies.
The fact that Ryan Coogler was going to be directing the film, I knew that something special was going to happen.
We'll chat with artists at the forefront of entertainment and explore the connection between popular culture and faith.
I asked my pastor, I said, well, does that mean I'm supposed to be a preacher? He says, well, no, you already have a pulpit.
Wednesday night at 8:30 on the CBN News Channel. Tikkun Olam.
This is our nature as a country.
To make the world a better place.
Literally, we felt the earth shaking.
The Christian Broadcasting Network presents To Life, how Israeli volunteers are changing the world.
This film needs to be seen by everyone. I was in tears.
Now you can own the inspiring documentary To Life on DVD.
There is blood on our hands if we know and we walk away.
I'm so grateful that this film was made.
To Life can be yours for a gift of $10 or more. Call 1-800-700-7000 or log on to CBN.com.
We know that every minute counts to save life.
It'll bless Israel, but it'll also bless all the friends of Israel.
Discover the untold story of how Israeli volunteers are making the world a better place. Call 1-800-700-7000 or log on to CBN.com to get your copy today. Download the CBN News app. One place for all of your news. Breaking news alerts. Watch CBN News Channel live. CBN News, because truth matters. Get the CBN News app today.
People are flocking to move to Texas. Many of them are leaving Democratic strongholds like California, where taxes and the cost of living are high. And so many Texans are actually worried about the politics of these new arrivals. Tara Mergener brings us the story now from the Lone Star State.
According to the numbers, more Americans are on the move now than ever before. Many looking for a place with lower taxes, less crime, and a bigger bang for the real estate buck. Texas is high on the list, with its smaller communities especially in high demand.
And it's great to be in Texas tonight. Yeah.
Texas loud.
Nobody wants to go to Austin anymore.
Texas proud.
Nobody wants to go to Austin like before.
Over here, we like freedom and we like our guns. We don't like to be coddled and we like our governments limited.
These days, more and more out-of-staters like the sound of Texas, too, with more than 500,000 people pouring in annually. Stats show most arrive from California.
In California, jobs are still hard to come by. Everything's really expensive.
We're close enough to the city. We can drive in. It's 10 minutes, but we're far enough away that, you're not suffocated.
While high home prices and recent crime spikes in urban areas are a driving factor, this so-called Texodus is still seeing folks flocking to bigger cities here.
Now the bluest skies in Texas, they're haunting me tonight.
The numbers also show more transplants, including musician Dave Innes, are singing a new tune in less populated areas.
We wanted to get out of Nashville, but we just wanted something that felt more, I don't know, just more community of just small town vibe. And where we live here is Old Waco.
Located in central Texas, Waco is already known for hit reality TV shows.
You got it!
Inventing Dr. Pepper.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper.
And celebrity transplants. Post-pandemic, the area is exploding, with average home prices up about 13% over a year ago. That means nonstop construction and real estate often snatched up sight unseen.
I'd love to help you sell your house. Where's your home located?
Are you surprised at what has happened in such a short amount of time?
Unbelievable. Just a year ago, it would sit on the market for at least 3 or 4 months, and we would not have any offers at all at first. But now we have people fighting to get in and multiple offers.
Area schools are growing at warp speed.
Right now, we have our highest enrollment ever. We've talked about that. We're at 1,600 students in the district. And so, a few challenges there. We're having to add personnel to accommodate that.
So is local law enforcement.
Being available to answer calls for service when 911 rings or somebody calls a non-emergency number, being able to respond, having the personnel. So we're having to look at adding staff to keep up with the demand.
This region is saddling up for thousands of new jobs, too, with giants like Amazon moving in and SpaceX expanding.
Vehicles pushing downrange.
Credit the state's pro-growth policies and no state income tax for luring businesses and billionaires from one tip of the state to the other. There is a potential side effect because much of this green is mainly pouring in from blue cities and states.
Yeah, people are really worried about all folks like me moving from California.
That means more food for political fodder.
Don't turn this place into what you fled.
That's exactly right.
From YouTube parodies.
I'm from California. California? I thought I smelled communism.
To T-shirts, and the governor himself urging outsiders to vote right to keep Texas, Texas.
Complete abandonment.
With the changing demographics, this long Republican stronghold is arguably growing more purple. It's long been a fear of conservatives and a goal of left-wing Texans that these blue newcomers will bring along their voting habits and tip the political scales.
It's not clear that that's what's happening in Texas. Again, lots of red-leaning people from blue states are coming in. And certainly some blue-leaning people as well, but it's not clear that the blues have a critical mass.
Still, on the ground, local Republicans aren't taking any chances.
Educating the whole population to draw clearly the lines of demarcation between our conservative policies of the Republicans and the liberal policies, the liberal, socialist, communist policies of the Democrat Party.
As Democrats seize the day. Do you see opportunity here?
We do massive voter registration drives. We try to, we have people in every precinct that are getting to know those folks that are moving in, and we're engaging them one-on-one.
No Texas two-step around it as a more popular and populated Texas takes shape, changes in the air, wherever it leads. Analysts agree the long-term impact of this so-called mass migration remains to be seen, politically and otherwise, but don't believe it will end anytime soon. In Central Texas, I'm Tara Mergener, CBN News.
Coming up, with the Olympics over, we're going to bring you a look at the strong Christian faith of two of the many outstanding athletes on the U.S. women's team. When we come back, stay with us.
Region's first ROTC graduate student.
I'm Ephraim Graham, and this is Studio 5. Cruise with me as I discover the good things happening in the world of music, sports, television, and movies.
The fact that Ryan Coogler was going to be directing the film, I knew that something special was going to happen.
We'll chat with artists at the forefront of entertainment and explore the connection between popular culture and faith.
I asked my pastor, I said, well, does that mean I'm supposed to be a preacher? He says, well, no, you already have a pulpit.
Wednesday night at 8:30 on the CBN News Channel.
How'd you like to get a redo on your health, on your body, on your arteries, so you could have the energy you had 20 years ago? The great news is you can. I'm Dr. Mike Roizen, chair of the Wellness Institute at the Cleveland Clinic. I've written 4 New York Times bestsellers. But even better than having to read all that, you can listen to this DVD and watch it. Protect your heart, Yes, you can. Here's how.
Go to CBN.com or call 1-800-700-7000 for your free copy of Protect Your Heart. Let the medical experts show you their new discoveries on how to avoid heart disease and even reverse it. Easy steps to uncover the hidden dangers in your medicine cabinet, reduce stress, and get a complete do-over for your health. Call 1-800-700-7000. That's 1-800-700-7000. Or go to CBN.com to claim your free copy of Protect Your Heart.
Introducing a brand new way to start your morning. Get your daily quick start from CBN News. A quick read on the important news of the day delivered right to your inbox. Stay current on breaking news, politics, and entertainment. Discover how God is moving around the world and here at home. Plus, get exclusive stories and daily scripture encouragement just for you. Stay informed. Go to QUICKSTART.news and subscribe today. Your news channel. Your shows. The stories you care about. Anytime you want. Anywhere you want. Download the CBN News app today.
The Olympics have wrapped up in Tokyo, ending with a fireworks display over the Olympic Stadium, bringing the unusual games to an end. The United States won the medal race with the most golds and the most overall medals. The women's track team turned in multiple outstanding performances. Allison Felix won her record 11th medal, surpassing the previous mark held by track star Carl Lewis. Felix won on the winning 4x400 meter relay on Saturday. 7 of Felix's medals are gold. Felix told athletes in action, "I came to know Jesus Christ as my personal Savior at a very young age. Ever since then, I have continually been striving to grow in my relationship with God." One of Felix's teammates on the winning relay team was Sydney McLaughlin. She won the Olympic gold medal in the women's 400 meter hurdles in world record time. Afterwards, she posted a message on Instagram thanking God. She wrote, "What I have in Christ is far greater than what I have or don't have in life. I pray my journey may be a clear depiction of submission and obedience to God. Even when it doesn't make sense, even when it doesn't seem possible, He will make a way out of no way, not for my own gratification, but for His glory. I have never seen God fail in my life, in anyone's life for that matter." You can read more from both of these incredible athletes and many other Christians on the Olympic team at CBNNews.com. Time now for your Monday motivation, and here's a thought I would like to share with you. To jumpstart your week, don't let your concern about tomorrow rob you of today. God's present is the present. Live in it and don't waste a moment. With that word, I encourage you to make today a marvelous Monday, and be sure to have yourself a wonderful week, and you should do that on purpose and with purpose. That is going to do it for this edition of CBN News Watch. I want to thank you so much for watching. Remember, you can always find more of our programs on the CBN News Channel. You can also find them at any time online at CBNNews.com. We'd love to know what you think about the stories you've seen here today. You can email us. The address is right there at the bottom of your screen, newswatch@cbn.com. And of course, you can always reach out and touch us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We would love to hear from you. We hope you'll join us again right here next time. Make it a great day. We look forward to seeing you right back here, same time tomorrow.